it's Christine Grace. Welcome back to my channel. Today is another reaction video. Like the video on your way in. Let's get straight into it.
You want to know why men over 40 are staying single? I'll tell you why. Because society raised women to be wives to careers, not husbands. And now the men who
He's going in hot straight away.
were once overlooked are watching rebellion unfold and choosing peace over chaos. These ain't excuses. These are the raw, unfiltered reasons men are walking away from modern women, and many of them don't plan on looking back. You better watch this all the way through or keep wondering why that good man ain't calling you back. Let's set the record straight.
Oh my gosh, this is targeted at women. There is no way women are sitting through that first 20 seconds.
This ain't about men being bitter. This ain't about men being weak. This is about men getting wise, men getting structure, and men finally realizing what marriage has turned into and what it costs when you choose a woman who ain't built for submission, peace, or purpose. And if you're one of those women
Built for submission, peace, and purpose. Wow.
thinking, well, maybe he just can't handle a strong woman, sit.
Guys, I hope you can all laugh at that when a woman says that, because we all know that that woman is just a nutcase.
Tight. You're about to find out he didn't lose interest. He gained clarity. First reason, divorce destroys a man's life. Older men have seen it too many times. Good men getting gutted in court. He loses his house, he loses his pension, his legacy, and she walks away with half his world for bringing nothing but attitude to the table. Why would any man jump into a legal system designed to reward rebellion and punish masculinity? Reason number two, there ain't no wives left, just women with Wi-Fi and wigs. Let's be real, men aren't seeing helpmeets anymore. They're seeing overweight, masculine, overly opinionated, sexually entitled women with teenage kids and zero submission. You think a 45-year-old man who's built structure wants to babysit dysfunction? No. He's dodging destruction, not avoiding love. Reason number three, peace over problems. Every time. Men are realizing something dangerous to the modern women. Their peace is more valuable than your presence. Why invite drama into a house that's already quiet, clean, and under control? A real man doesn't chase chaos just because he's lonely. Reason number four, most of y'all ain't wives. You're just performing until you get to the altar. Men are waking up to the bait and switch. You cook during the dating phase, smile during engagement, and once the ring landed, you turn into his opposition, not his support. Older men now see it coming from a mile away, and they're choosing out before they get dragged in. Reason number five, masculinity is now considered a threat. We live in a culture where structure, headship, and strength are labeled toxic. So older men ask, why step into a system that demonizes everything you stand for and then expects you to pay for dinner too? Reason number six, women compete more than they cooperate. I'm gonna say it again. Women compete more than they cooperate. Men don't want to debate every decision in their home. They don't want to fight for respect from a woman who thinks submission is oppression. If a woman can't follow, she don't belong in a marriage. She belongs in corporate America, not your house. Reason number
He's cooking. He's cooking.
7. The feminized marriage model failed. The happy wife, happy life formula? Yeah, that turned into miserable husband, maxed out credit card, and zero intimacy.
Yep.
Older men are rejecting this emotional dictatorship disguised as a relationship.
And good for them. Good for them. Hopefully they'll find a much younger woman who can actually submit to them and be intimate with them.
Reason number 8. Their value finally caught up with their age. Most women peak in attention by 25. Most men peak in value by 45. And now, older men are finally being respected for what they bring, not just what they can buy. They're not desperate. They're discerning. Reason number 9. Older men want purpose, not pretty problems. They don't want a fling. They want alignment. They're not interested in another Instagram model with attitude. They're looking for a wife who builds legacy, not a woman who wants to match energies. Reason number 10. High standards or no standards at all. Older men don't need company. They need cooperation. And if a woman can't match his vision, values, and order, he'd rather keep his house clean, his spirit quiet, and his wallet closed. Reason number 11. He's experienced more peace without a woman. I'ma say
This is the number one thing that I hear. It's just less problems. It's just not worth it. The risk is too high. It's just not worth it. I really like what he said about, it's not even necessarily about company. It's about legacy. It's about how are you cooperating. If you're not getting on the train, then the train's going to go to the next station.
Say it again. Older men have experienced more peace without a woman. This one hurts, but it's real. Most men have experienced more peace being single than they ever had in a relationship. No drama, no arguing, no ego wars. And once a man takes that kind of quiet, he stopped chasing noise. Reason number 12.
Oh, once that man has tasted that kind of quiet, he stops chasing noise. That's one for the ages.
Wisdom comes with wrinkles. Older men ain't simping anymore. They've been through it. Lied to, used, manipulated. Now they don't waste time. They test first, trust later, and never negotiate headship again. Reason number 13. The dancing monkey phase is over. He used to dress up, say the right things, and play Mr. Romantic just to impress a woman who wasn't even a wife. Not anymore. Now he leads. And if she can't follow, he exits. No performance, just purpose.
And that's what makes these kind of men so desirable, is that women don't want a dancing monkey. They say they do, but women don't know what they want. Their actions don't match their words.
Reason 14. The dating pool is spiritual poison. Tinder, Instagram, DMs, fake femininity, softcore porn disguised as selfies. Older men are done swimming in this cesspool and calling it dating. They're looking for a suitable wife, not clicks, submission, not selfies. Reason number 15. Loss of sex drive, or they just avoiding intimacy altogether. Some men stay single because they lost the desire for sex or see no use for it anymore. And while that might seem like peace on the surface, let's call it what it is. It's spiritual decay disguised as maturity. If a man is no longer interested in physical intimacy with his wife, he's not healthy. He's disconnected from purpose. Sex within a marriage isn't just pleasure. It's covenantal reinforcement. So while this may be a reason, it's also a warning. You might want to go get that fixed. Reason 16, desire for freedom without accountability. Let's not lie. Some men want freedom, not structure. They don't want to lead a wife, raise children, or build anything that requires discipline. And while it may feel logical to avoid responsibility, in my book, that's rebellion from your divine purpose. Freedom without leadership is chaos. And if you're running from being the head of a household, you're not avoiding bondage. You're avoiding maturity. Reason number 17, fear of emotional vulnerability. A lot of men avoid relationships not because of bad women, but because they don't want to feel, reveal, or heal. They've been hurt, so they just stay cold. A man who can't lead emotionally will either become a tyrant or a coward. You don't escape betrayal by shutting down. You escape by building with discernment. Reason number 18, and this is actually the final reason. Thanks for watching. Make sure y'all like this video. Reason number 18, some just don't want to lead at all. And let's be brutally honest. Some older men aren't staying single because of women. No. They're staying single because they're lazy, disobedient, and refuse to carry weight. They're weak, not wise. They're passive, not peaceful. And they'll blame the culture while secretly knowing they're avoiding their calling. All right, here's my final thoughts on this. Because I actually asked a lot of guys, I sat down with a lot of guys, talked to them over live virtual calls. And I just was gathering data and gathering, information to try to put together some type of solution or a video that you're watching right now. So here's the problem. A lot of these reasons are logical, but that doesn't mean they're righteous. Yes, the dating market is trash. Yes, most modern women aren't wives. Yes, marriage today is a battlefield, but none of that justifies abandoning the assignment. A man who knows his role doesn't run from it. He just becomes more selective about who he qualifies for his leadership. He doesn't stop being a husband. He just refused to marry a woman who ain't a wife. And here go my last thoughts. So, to the older man, if you're an older man watching this, the message ain't to stay single forever. It's to stay single until you find structure, submission, and sanctification. Most of y'all in America. Most of y'all in the United States. Most of y'all right here. And that may be your problem. I hear a lot of men saying that traveling abroad is an alternative option to finding a suitable wife. Fellas, if you have experience with women overseas, Let us know down in the comments if this is a great alternative. Most importantly, fellas, stop marrying rebellion just because you're bored. Stop tolerating chaos just because you're horny. Your legacy is too expensive to waste on a woman who won't follow you. And if you're a woman watching this video wondering why men like him don't want you, maybe you ain't a helpmeet. Maybe you just been playing dress up in rebellion. And to the fellas who may have found a woman to vet out, watch this video next. It's gonna help you demand what she needs to bring to the table if she wants your commitment and attention. Subscribe for more, comment if it hit a nerve, and remember, divine leadership doesn't negotiate with dysfunction. It walks away from it. See you on the next one.
Wow, divine leadership doesn't tolerate dysfunction. I really like this guy. You should definitely go check out his channel and see more of his content. His name is Darwin McPherson. I hope I pronounced that correctly. But yeah, he seems really screwed on. It was really interesting hearing him talk about specifically from the male perspective at the end, talking about, you know, that a man doesn't turn away from marriage. I'm a woman, so it's very hard for me to be able to comment on that, but just using basic logic, I can understand why a lot of men are turning away from marriage and being husbands because of the current climate. Again, I'm a woman, so I can't really comment on like what I think is the right argument, so to speak. As a woman, I would like men to still want to be husbands because obviously I want to be a wife. But at the end of the day, I think there's some truth to both sides of the argument. But that's just what I think. Why don't you let me know what you think in the comment section below? As always, if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up on the way out. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell and select all to make sure you're notified of all of my content. If you'd like to consider donating to the channel, you can do so by clicking the link in the description at buymeacoffee.com. And if you have a video for me to respond to, you can send me that on my social media platforms, which are also linked in the description, or send me an email. And on that note, I will see you very soon in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.